Hi, I'm Dana Obleman, and it's time for this week's question. It comes from Stacy, who writes, my 5-month-old goes to sleep around 8 p.m. I wake him around 10 p.m. to give him another feeding to try to get him to sleep through the night. He wakes up wanting another bottle around 2 a.m. and then will sleep until 6 a.m. Should I continue with the 10 o'clock feed or let him sleep? Excuse me. That's a good question. There's lots of talk about something called a dream feed, which is to feed your child while they sleep right before you go to bed in the hopes that it buys you some extra time. In my experience, it just really doesn't buy very much extra time. I mean, maybe occasionally I'll hear a success story of someone who dream feeds at 11 and the baby sleeps through until morning. But more often than not, I hear exactly what you've said, Stacy, in that you give him a feed at 10 and he's still up at 2. And for 5 months old, I mean, unless he's underweight, there really should be no reason why he needs to eat that much in the night, if at all. You know, there's lots of 5-month-olds who sleep straight through the night with no feed. So I just find that it doesn't buy any extra time, and I worry. I mean, what happens with a baby is that as they get older, their body learns to consolidate nighttime sleep. And so then by month 4, month 5, month 6, their body is very similar to that of an adult in that they go to bed and sleep through the night. And so I worry that dream feeding interferes with the consolidation of nighttime sleep. And if you're dream feeding, you're running the risk of perpetuating a feed-sleep association. I mean, no baby can actually eat in the deepest part of their sleep cycle. So you go in, you take him out of the crib, you nurse him. Even if you keep him in the crib and just stick a bottle in, he's got to come up. You know, he might have been in his deepest, but now he has to come up to his lighter sleep so that he can actually eat. And when you stop, my worry is he going to wake at 10 a.m. expecting a feed? So I never suggest a dream feed. I think it's better to just let sleep naturally consolidate, naturally follow its own structure. So yes, I think you should stop that 10 o'clock feed. But prepare yourself for the fact that he may wake anyways at 10 feeling like he needs a feed. And so I would just push through that, okay? I'm guessing from what you've written that he falls asleep on his own at bedtime, and so because he has that skill, it should transfer fairly quickly to the rest of the night. It might mean, though, that you go through a couple of nights where he cries for a bit and you can stay or leave and check until he's back to sleep on his own, just to get over that sort of feeling like he needs to eat at 10. And then if you want to hang on to the 2 o'clock bottle for a while and see if he weans off it on his own, that's fine. But be careful with it. I always suggest that people, if they're giving night feeds, make sure you're not using the bottle as a prop. So he shouldn't be falling back to sleep on the bottle. He should have his bottle, stay awake through the bottle, go back to the crib awake. And that usually helps get rid of the nighttime feed, because if it's not truly about hunger, and it's not about a prop in that I get myself back to sleep with a nighttime bottle, then there's no reason to keep waking up at 2 a.m. for a bottle. And certainly by month 6, if he hasn't weaned off the nighttime feed on his own, I would consider doing it for him. Again, as long as he's healthy and of a good weight, 6 months is a good time to start encouraging a baby to sleep all the way through the night. Okay, so thanks a lot for your question, Stacy, and sleep well.